body. Good. Touch your toes.
Hickory dickory dock, the mouse squeezed up the clock. The clock struck one, a mouse squeezed down. Hickory dickory dock, hickory dickory dock, the mouse tapped up the clock. The clock struck two. The mouse said, "Woo!" Hickory dickory dock, hickory dickory dock. The mouse paddled up the clock. The clock struck three. 1, 2, 3. The mouse said, "Wee!" Hickory dickory dock, hickory dickory dock. The mouse brushed up the clock. The clock struck 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The mouse said, "No more." Hickory dickory dock.
Alright, let's crouch down. And make sure if you don't have enough bubble space that you move your spine so you have some room for your body, okay?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Let's sit on the floor and put our feet together, make that diamond shape.
Bouncing, bouncing, bounce like a ball. Bouncing, bouncing, reach up tall. Put your hands in your lap and look at the wall. Reach for your toes, curl up tiny and small. And fall. Now sit up tall. Bouncing, bouncing, bounce like a ball. Bouncing, bouncing, reach up tall. Put your hands in your lap, look back at the wall. Reach for your toes, curl up tiny and small. And fall. Now sit up tall.
Alright, now we're going to do head and tail, so let's be kitty. Good. Everybody on their hands and knees. Knees stay
Pussy cat,
belly button.
pussy cat, arching your back. Pussy cat, furry and black. Pussy cat, wagtail and head.
Nice stretch.
Pussy cat, curl into bed.
Alright, let's jump up.
I shake my hands up high, I shake my hands down low, I shake them up above my head, I shake them down below, I shake them to the left, I shake them to the right, I shake them all around, then I shake with all my might. I kick my feet down high, I kick my feet down low, I kick them up above my head, I kick them down below, I kick them to the left, I kick them to the right, I kick them all around, and I kick them all my might.
Alright.
One,
have? That's right, focus. And what does that mean? When I'm focused, I'm paying attention. Maybe I'm focused on one thing. If I'm a student, maybe I'm focused on the teacher. If I'm the teacher, am I focused on one thing or on a lot of things? So focus can be one, but focus can also be many. I can focus on a lot of things. The other word we're going to talk about today is this one right here. And what's this first letter right here? E. And then this one right here? M. And what sound does that one make? And right here we've got O, T, I. You guys know these words, and this one is, I heard somebody say it at the very beginning, emotion. That's right. An emotion is like how we are, maybe how we're feeling. Yes. Give me a thumbs up if you see a letter from your name up here. It's nice to see you. 3 letters. So today we're going to revisit a favorite story of ours, Caps for Sale. And here's a guy who stopped focusing on his job, and then he felt many emotions. Do you remember the emotions that the peddler feels? He goes through a lot of stages of anger. So what we like to do is we'll read a story and then we'll act it out. So if you remember parts of it, feel free to join in and then we'll act it out for your parents, okay? If you're at the front, stay on your bottom. If you're in the very back row, it's okay to get up on your knees. Caps for Sale, a tale of a peddler, some monkeys, and their monkey business.
Brad, could you call 212, please? Brad, 212.
Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, and a bunch of brown caps, and a bunch of blue caps, and at the very top a bunch of red. He walked up and down the streets holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps, and as he went along he called, "Caps! 50 cents a cap!" One morning he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up and down the street calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps, not even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," said he. And he walked out of town slowly, so as not to upset his caps. Can you all sit like the peddler might be standing really straight? Imagine with all those caps on your head. Oh no, stay sitting. But imagine how straight you have to be to really hold those up. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. That's a nice place for a rest, thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little so he wouldn't disturb the caps on his head. First he put his hand up to feel if they were straight.
212, please. Brad, 212.
First his own checked cap, and then the gray caps, and then the brown caps, and then the blue caps, and then the red caps at the very top. They were all there, so he went to sleep for a very long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place, and all he felt was his own checked cap. So he looked to the right of him, and he looked to the left of him, and he looked behind the tree. There were no caps. Then he looked up, and what do you think he saw? On every branch sat a monkey, and on every monkey was a gray, or a brown, or a blue, or a red cap. Well, how do you think he was feeling? Maybe he was a little mad. said. Well, this made the peddler quite angry, and he stamped his feet, and he said, "You monkeys, you! Give me back my hat!" But the monkeys only stomped their feet back at him and went. Well, this made the peddler very, very, very angry, so he stomped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you! Give me back my hat!" But the monkeys only stomped both of their feet at him and said, The peddler became so angry he picked up his own checked cap and he threw it on the floor. He began to walk away. But what happened?
The monkeys did it.
Then each monkey pulled off his cap. And all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and at the very top,
The red cat.
the red caps. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. So what we're going to do now is put on a show of this story. So the students are going to be the monkeys, and Miss Lori is going to be our peddler, and Miss Amy is going to be our head monkey. So monkeys, we're going to flip this tape. Oh, we're not going to flip the tape.
Oh, we can flip it over.
Monkeys, we're going to come right over by the sensory bin.
We have a little change to our story today. We're not going to put hats on our heads because we're not supposed to be sharing hats. So we're going to just hold our hats in our hands, monkeys, okay?
Okay, so monkeys, why don't you come hide right by the sensory bin?
come right over to me.
Next to.
Monkeys, when I get to the tree to take my rest, I'm going to take the caps off so it's a little easier for you to get them.
Not your blue one.
No, that one's going to stay on.
So once upon a time,
How about you take that?
once upon a time, there was a peddler who sold caps. But she wasn't any ordinary peddler. She sold her caps from the very top of her head. First her blue cap, and then her black cap, and then her striped caps at the very top. And she walked through the town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted to buy any caps. So the peddler decided to go for a walk in the country. The peddler walked and walked until she came to a nice tree. And the peddler thought, what a lovely place to take a rest. So the peddler sat down, made sure all of her caps were on her head, and went to sleep. Heads, guys, you're just gonna hold them. Just hold it.
I got my
Don't go shook their fingers back at her and said, well, this made the peddler quite angry. So the peddler shook her fists at the monkeys and said, you monkeys, you! Give me back my caps! But the monkeys only shook their fists and went, well, this made the peddler quite angry. So the peddler stomped her feet and said, you monkeys, you! Give me back my caps! But the monkeys only stomped their feet and went, well, finally, the peddler was so angry that she took her own cap off and threw it on the ground and started to walk away. But then all the monkeys threw their caps on the ground. And very slowly and very carefully, the peddler went and picked up all of her hats. First the black hats and the striped hats, and of course her own blue cap. Then she went back into the town. See this part too. She went back into town to sell her caps, calling, caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap. Nice job, everyone. Go out and take a bow for your parents.
You go, Ray. Take a bow.
I did.
So after
Mama
we do
wanted
our
to see
sport,
it.
we like to practice different skills and
Hey, don't do that.
abilities. So we are going to do some leaping today.
You want to see what's on it? See, it's just recording. It's just recording you and your classmates. Hey, get in with the rest of them.
straight or curved? Straight. So can everybody be straight spaghetti? All the way up. Spaghetti all the way up in the box. Stand up straight in the box. Everybody get in the spaghetti box. Stand up like you're in that tall arms. All right, let's move over to the pot on the gray carpet. All right, Miss Rachel, can you turn the stove on for us? I'm going to pour some water in the pot. Stand up, spaghetti, you're straight in the pot. Yep. Oh, I think the water's starting to heat up. What's happening to your shape? Oh, the water's getting a little hotter now. What's happening to your shape? Jumping a little in the pot and making curved shapes.
Are you still crunchy or are you getting soft now?
Oh, it's boiling now. You're moving really fast in the pot. All right, spaghetti, you're going to jump out of the pot. And you're going to slowly move in general space around the kitchen, making curved shapes with your body. Now the spaghetti is getting faster. Faster to make shapes. Moving on all different levels. High, low, medium, curved shapes. Oh, I love how you're using your arms and your legs. All right, spaghetti, guess what happened? We threw you on the wall and now you're stuck to the wall. What happens when we throw spaghetti on the wall? It sticks, but for how long? Just a few seconds, and then what happens to it? It goes off the wall, and now the spaghetti is going to be crawling around the floor and rolling around the floor. Rolling spaghetti all around. Look for the empty spaces, but don't hit the other spaghetti. All right, spaghetti, it's time to move on to the plate. Everybody, come on the blue carpet, get on the plate. Because Miss Rachel and I are hungry, so we're going to put some sauce on you. And we're going to put some giant meatballs on you. And we're going to sprinkle some cheese on you. And then we're really hungry, so we're going to get our big giant forks. And we're going to try to eat the spaghetti, so you better dance quick. Look for the empty spaces, but don't poke into people. All the spaghetti survive. Freeze. All right, everybody, sitting down. We have one more movement story.
Miss Lori, our focus. Everybody stay on the blue carpet.
Look at Miss Rachel, everybody. Give your focus to Miss Rachel.
Okay, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap 2 times. If you can hear me, give me a big thumbs up. Nice. Now give your focus over to the very
So should we tell everybody the story because they don't know it, right? So everybody sings The Very Lonely Dragon. So this is the story of a very sad and lonely dragon. This dragon lived in a cave, and outside of the cave was a village. And who lived in the village? People. And what kind of costumes did they wear? Fairies.
cave, and he wanted to join them, so he came out one day, but they were what? They were scared of the sad and lonely dragon, and they ran away and hid when he came. And he very sadly went back to his cave. And when they thought he was gone, they came out looking for him. And you know what he thought? He thought that they were looking for him. So he came back out again. But what did they do? They ran away again and they hid. And this time he was so sad that he fell on the ground crying. And everybody in the village realized
You're basically telling the story.
I know. He wasn't a mean dragon. He was a very sad and lonely dragon. So they patted him on the back and they invited him to join in their dancing. And from that day on, he danced with them every day. Right? So we're going to do this story for you without our voices, though. We're going to do it with our bodies. So, children, you guys